before joining this family, I was in a not so good emotional situation. I dragged myself to my previous work. I can barely get up in bed, and can barely do anything. Time flies, doesn't it? My journey here is actually an eye-opener for me. It helped me realize things that I never could have thought of before. This team or family actually established a healthy and fun environment, which really adds the cherry on top. I'm just overjoyed when I became part of this family. It found me, I guess, and helped me, discover things that helped me find my way back to my feet, and it helped me keep moving forward. And the lessons, self-love, clarify and verify, assuming shyness doesn't make you money, and all that. Definitely relatable to your jobs and even to your personal life. Before joining this family, I was in a not so good emotional situation. I dragged myself to my previous work. I can barely get up in bed, and can barely do anything. So I just prayed and asked to be put somewhere that I can actually fit. Somewhere I will be. I'll feel valued, and a place where my skills and efforts are actually recognized. Where I'm actually seen. And at this moment, I live for it. So to all of the new members of this family, I would just like to say, you're here for a reason, and do not waste any single moment of the 30-day training. Be here and grab the chance to share and show off what you've got to do. Go show off your skills, show them what you've got. And don't be shy, because shyness won't make you any money. So trust the people here. They'll bring up your fullest potential, and ask them, share with them. You're here for a reason. It's more than just a job. There's growth in here, and business wise and personal wise. So I just would like to thank you so much for always, hearing my stories and my aha moments and what I always have to share. We rock! Thank you.
Being with this family has been such a blessing for me, along with the aha moments, learnings, realizations, breakout room conversations, helping hands, new friends, and of course, my client, Megan. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patricia Arroyo. I'm Megan's personal assistant. Most of my tasks are doing spreadsheets regarding members' details, upcoming tours, and sending emails. Putting so much effort on applying to so many job postings that not even some will respond, now I realize that these rejections are God's way of redirecting me. Redirecting me to a new family. I believe it is always the first that we find the hardest, but it is also during these times that we develop courage, knowledge, open-mindedness, connection, growth, and contribution. The process of going into a new field of work is not easy, but it's as if all the difficulty and hardship fades away because of this family. Day by day, you realize you're starting to get excited for the trainings. Your workplace should not be a battlefield where everyone competes, but it should be an avenue to foster teamwork. Being with this family has been such a blessing for me, along with the aha moments, learnings, realizations, breakout room conversations, helping hands, new friends, and of course, my client, Megan. Ever since the pandemic, we can't deny all the negativity that has took place. All that has been changed, that has been lost, what we couldn't have, this has blinded us from the blessing, the bright side that this has given us. More time with family, working from the comfort of our own home, and be able to provide. Remember, where your focus goes, your energy flows. To Phyllis, an endless thank you for believing in me. for gearing us up to be the best in everything, for always being our sunflower that brightens and takes away the negativity and doubts within us. I thought from the beginning that trainings provided are all administrative tools, yet you chose to give and wholeheartedly share with us above and beyond. You are amazing and absolutely remarkable. Thank you for all the energy, learnings, and appreciation. You are and will always be the queen of virtual assistants. If there was a chance to do this every day, I would surely take it. Thank you.
There are always ways to learn to enjoy everything or anything, from menial tasks to brand new learnings, getting out of your comfort zone. This fresh outlook of life definitely renewed and boosted my work attitude. Hi, I'm Celine David. I am 23 years old. I am turning 24 this year. I graduated from the University of Santo Tomas and studied further in Ateneo de Manila. Right after, I became a manager at an inn and for give or take 2 years, and then as a solutions officer in Citibank North America. Because of the pandemic, a lot has changed in my life. One of the biggest is discovering working remotely in your pajamas and or working with a coconut in your hand. There have been a lot of adjustments for sure, but still thankful. But I actually didn't know how much it could still improve until I met Phyllis. So I feel like before I met Phyllis and before I got into this program, I felt like I had a tough and positive mindset to begin with. But I was never able to truly put my beliefs into words until I met Phyllis and this community. I have never related or agreed to a belief system this much in my life. Every training, I've always find myself saying, yes, exactly, that's what I've been saying my entire life. I 100% agree. Finally, someone gets me. I guess, like everyone in the Phyllis community, we already have the right tools to work with to begin with. We just needed a little push to become the best version of ourselves. And for the first time ever, I felt like I wasn't being held back. During this program, if anything, I only felt boosted and supported by like-minded people. This program helped me in more ways than one. One definitely worth mentioning is how important it is to communicate. I always thought that I was already good in terms of communication, but I didn't know there were multiple levels that I've yet to reach. And I'm so happy that, and also I'm super excited to progress. As I've mentioned here, I've never felt held back. The program and community only showed me how much I can still, or I've yet to learn and achieve. You know the saying, you don't know what you truly need until you see it. This is exactly it. Another way the program has helped me is that it made me realize that there are always ways to learn to enjoy everything or anything, from menial tasks to brand new learnings, getting out of your comfort zone. This fresh outlook of life definitely renewed and boosted my work attitude, from sluggishly dragging my feet every day to jumping out of the bed and excited for what this day has to offer. My message to the SVA community and to all the new hires is, you know, when Miss Mary or Miss Mo or whoever hired you said your life will never be the same, at first I was weirded out because is this a catchphrase, or they always say it. But believe me, you should believe it, because in my perspective, I already have a relatively good life to begin with compared to others, and yet I can't believe how much it's changed for the better in a short amount of time. Second is to take advantage of the community. It's the best one there is, and that's coming from me, who has been pretty lucky in terms of the work environment throughout my years in a corporate setting, so it's the best there is. Finally, trust and embrace the process. If you think you can do it, chances are you can. If from the beginning you decided you can't do it, then probably you didn't give yourself a fighting chance to begin with. So take the leap, keep on striving, because you have everything, I swear, you have everything that you need here in this program and in yourself to succeed. Or else why would you?
All right, happy Friday. Welcome, welcome. As we tell you, right today, right now, I'm actually at a hotel. but we are still going live with you regardless. And next week we were going to be in Cancun. So, so it has been great. So today's topic, we kind of change it a little bit, change it up a little bit. We're going to be talking about how to build the relationship with your virtual assistants. Why would I pick this topic? Because I just came back from a spiritual retreat. So this 3 months span, I've been focusing on obviously finding myself, try to connect it with with our higher our higher self, God, and our creators. And I realized that everything that we do, all the spiritual retreat that we went to, all the courses that we go to, ultimately it boils down to relationship, right? Relationship with ourselves, relationship with others. And so it's really inspiring that today, as Friday, love to talk to you about this, because I think that is the crucial piece of how you can tune your relationship with your significant other, your family up, and especially obviously with your business, with the people that you're working with, right? So again, this is not just limited to virtual assistant. However, since I'm a virtual assistant coach, I figure I will focusing on that too. But again, I do believe that this applies to all. And we obviously have my special partner here, right, Jonaline. She is also here with us today. And we are going to have, back and forth, what she thinks, what I think, and just, kind of going back and forth about it. Hi,
Hi,
Jonaline. How are you
boss.
doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great, boss. Hello, everyone who's watching.
Yes. So why would I wanted to talk about the relationship, with your virtual assistant? Because, the truth is, again, I'm in the business of hiring virtual assistant, maintaining the virtual assistant, right? And a lot of time we also help clients to let go of virtual assistants. And one of the common thing that we always notice is relationship. How's your relationship with your virtual assistant? Do you even have a relationship with your virtual assistant? Or what is the relationship that you have with your virtual assistant? Do you even know? um, so let's come with some questions, right? And then you can maybe just think about it, evaluate it, and then answer it together with us. Again, feel free to comment down below, right? And again, I know that some of you guys are watching it right now. Feel free to type it down below and let us know, right? Do you have a relationship with your virtual assistants? Do you, as a virtual assistant, have a relationship with your client, right? And if you do, what kind of relationship do you have? So as for me, yesterday I actually, we were doing trainings, and I went to a spiritual retreat. So I went and I was very raw to come up with a training. And again, it is all about myself. In the training video, I was crying like crazy. And if you guys, type it down below that you're interested, maybe we'll release it out to everyone to see it. But again, to me, it's kind of embarrassing. However, I think I built the most, authentic relationship with all the virtual assistants, within my company, and also, within the community too. Because again, I'm real, I'm raw, right? So again, what does that really mean? Well, I don't really treat myself just like a boss, right? I am technically Phyllis, right? And Phyllis has emotion. Sometimes Phyllis is going to be stressed. Sometimes Phyllis is happy. A lot of time Phyllis is very forgetful. And a lot of time Phyllis needs to be reminded of all the time. Whenever Phyllis has time, right? Phyllis will chit chat with you. If Phyllis is not chit chatting with you, but you know that Phyllis always think about you. And that's, overall, that's what kind of like a definition of Phyllis, right? And Phyllis will always get your back, whenever you quote unquote did things wrong unintentionally or forget to follow up. So Phyllis is pretty forgiving, right? And Phyllis always encourage on failing forward. However, if you do not communicate with Phyllis, Phyllis doesn't like that. If you don't really, follow with Phyllis, Phyllis doesn't really like that. But obviously, apparently, if you are very lazy or you don't do what Phyllis already tell you to do, then this relationship is not going to work out. So again, why am I telling you this? I'm showing my virtual assistants the truth about who I really am. So in the way they don't have to guess who I am. Is it about right, Jonaline? Anything you wanted to add about it? How do you feel about working with me? What are the characteristics that I have? On your perspective.
Thank you, boss. I agree with all of the things you said. The first impression that I had started working with you is that you set your expectations with me. You told me you're a messy client, so I need to be organized, and I think that's great, was because then I know how to work with you. But I also saw your side, the forgiving side, the one who's encouraging, feeling forward. I really witnessed it, boss, that you're you're backing up virtual assistant because you know that some virtual assistant, we are not really perfect, so we make mistakes. So if the client is frustrated or is disappointed with their VAs, you stepped in, and then I think I think in one of your experience you resolved it, because it's just that the VA forget to, show her boss her self-worth or what she is doing, so you stepped in and you kind of fix the relationship for them. So I really love that about you, boss. And also I know that you're forgetful, so we need to follow you up, but you already said that, so you set all the expectations with us. So so I know how to work with you, so I agree with all of the things you said, and I really love about it with you, boss.
I love it. I love it. So again, just like what she said, right? So, step number one is technically, create that expectation for your VAs. Like, what is the expectation? And let them know your flaws. And again, it is okay to let them know your flaws, because sometimes those flaws is kind of cute. Like I always tell them, hey, I'm a lazy boss. So, the reason why I hire you is so that you can do everything, so that I don't have to do anything. I just have to make sure that the bills are paid, right? So in that way, they're not, oh, okay, that makes sense, right? I always tell them too, jokingly, even though I really meant it, is if I don't get things done, it's your fault because you didn't follow up with me. It's not my responsibility to follow up with you. It's not my responsibility to get things done, because it's you that's supposed to remind me to get things done. So now it is clean and clear. Because sometimes, the reason why, we have broken relationship is because the expectation wasn't really fully set on how you want to be worked with, or so like, for example, like, oh boss, I didn't know that I need to follow up with you. Oh boss, I didn't know that you're unorganized, right? Oh boss, I didn't know that this is how you like it, right? Sometimes I have clients it's like, oh, I think I'm just gonna wait until I'm getting things organized, and then I will hire a virtual assistant, right? And I was like, wow, the reason why you're not organized is because you're not organized. So when you wait till you get organized, I don't know when that would be, maybe 2025. So hire somebody that is already organized, so in that way they can help you get organized. Is it gonna make sense? Right? So again, I tell my VAs, I am not an organized person. So, I'm gonna give you something. I say, hey, this is what we need to do, this is when we're gonna do it. And then you get it done for me. Right? You put it on Trello board, on WhatsApp, on spreadsheet, whatever, wherever it is. And then when I need it, I ask you, you just give it to me. That is the perfect word for me. Does that sound about right, Jonalie?
Yeah, that is really you, boss. I think all of your assistants, including me, really knows that you like to you set expectations already, and this is what you want us to do. You set list, you brain dump. So every time you ask where is this okay already? So we just need to give you the link, or we need to give you constant updates about it, and then you're good with that.
Yes, yes. So again, step number one is set up the expectation. How do you like to be served, right? How are you, right? And it's okay that you have a lot of quote unquote weaknesses, right? Because if you're not organized, chances is you're a very good in people person. You love to run the organization as a frontliner, right? But you're not a manager leaders, right? Kind of what Tony Robbins always said, there is three type of people, right? The artists who like to create, right, and build, the manager leader who manage the process, making sure that it is delivered. And then the third one is the entrepreneurs, the visionary that see the end game, but then they are the one that is working, but they're not the one that's work, create doing the creatives or working with on the process. So those are three. And a lot of time, when we're hiring, where we most of the time we actually found artists or entrepreneurs. And then you can obviously hire virtual assistants to be your manager leaders, or they could be your artists, right? And then you can just solely be entrepreneurs. And it's okay, because again, John Maxwell always said, bring yourself to your strength zone. If you strengthen your, your strength, then everything else will go up automatically. but but if you don't do that, if you're focusing on improving your weakness, then your overall improvement is not going to be as good. Okay. So the second thing, what would that be? I do really believe that, if you want to build the relationship, right, besides telling them, clear communicating with them on what they should expect out of you, because again, expectation is very important, because then they know how to work with you, right? The second thing, in order to build the relationship, is trust. How do you build that trust? Kind of like what Jonalyn say, right? At the very beginning, I know that Jonalyn is kind of like a perfectionist. She doesn't want to make any, make any mistake or any error. So she already self put a lot of stress on herself. Like, okay, I'm not gonna make mistake. I'm not gonna make mistake. And then when she's making mistake, and most of the virtual assistants always like that. I mean, what all human beings, we want to make sure that we serve you in the right way. So then she started to get flustered. Oh my goodness, I make a mistake. What am I gonna do? Oh my goodness, a lot of, and then her brain just started to go crazy, right? Oh my goodness, I'm letting her down. We're gonna screw this up, whatever. And then I come into it and give her the certainty, right? It's okay. What did you break, right? Let's fix it together. And then she was like, oh, okay, my boss got my back, right? She's going to help me fix it. So together, so it's not as bad as I think it would be. Am I right, Jonathan? Do you want to bring out maybe a couple examples so in the way they kind of know what I was talking about?
Yes, boss. I perfectly remember that one. So that was true, boss. Since you set expectations with me, I kind of was hard on myself on the first few weeks with you because I really didn't want to make mistakes, thinking that I would disappoint you if ever I would make one. So when I messed up with the invoices, I think, and the other client paid for the other client's invoices, so I was really frustrated. Um, I really didn't know what to do, but I was honest about it. I told you about it. I told Miss Mo and I asked for help. So, and I thought that I was going to get scolded, but thankfully not. It's true what boss did, and she talked with me. She told me what is it, or what was wrong, what was happening. So I told her everything, and then she told me, you do this, you do that, and she told, and Miss Mo and boss told me it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. But then she told me, but it was more okay that you were honest about it and um, you told us about it. So in that way, they were able to step in. They were able to tell me what to do. So, thankfully, at the end of the day, I fixed it thanks to them. And the one thing that I that I learned about it is that I can trust boss not to scold me at the first instance. She I think I my heart was melted about it because I was really used to getting scolded by my bosses before in the corporate world. But then with boss, I think she trusted me not to do the same mistakes again. But then she was very kind and dealing with with me. So I really love it. So that was the first memory I had with boss that I will never forget. The trust, and the kindness as well. So thank you, boss, and thank you, Miss Mo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, a lot of time, when mistake happen, the first thing you want to do is, oh, why did you make the mistake, right? And then you just wanted to, scream out of your lung, because quote unquote, the work is ended, right? But if you really take a step back, they're processing so many things every single day, mistake bound to happen. Am I right? So, my perspective is, I want them to be able to trust me, to feel safe, because if not, their work the speed of their work is going to be very slow, because they want to ensure that everything is built correctly. So that is, whenever they make mistake, that is the best time that you build trust, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that, you need to dissect, why did that mistake happen? Is it really them that making the mistake, or is it you that actually did not clarify your outcome, your processes, that they need to know before you get that started, right? So figure that out, especially if it is the first time. And then the second thing is, yeah, reassure her, because the truth is, things are gonna happen for sure. There's so many times that things happen for a fact, right? So you need to make sure that she knows that it is okay. It's okay that as soon as mistake happen, you let me know, because when do you kill the monster? when it is small and young, right? It's not, right after, it become a grown, big dragon, monster, then you kill it, because the chances of you killing it will, and the effort that you're doing is going to be so much harder, right? So you want them to feel good that, okay, if I make a mistake, again, I know I'm not doing it intentionally, I can go to my boss and fix it immediately. So I do believe that that is one of the distinction for my organization. That's why they're so openly letting me know, and they're so openly to figure things out for me on my behalf, so that I don't have to go through every single thing. Because if you do not allow your VAs to make mistakes, unfortunately, let me tell you this right now, your company is not going to grow as fast, and it's always going to stuck with you, because you're always the bottleneck, because you're like, oh, let me go study the YouTube first. Oh, let me go study this first. Oh, let me figure this out first, and then I pass it on to you. So it's going to take a lot longer for you to create the processes. Then, maybe they can make some minor mistake, and then you tweak it on the way, because ultimately you make mistake too. Am I right? So again, building that trust is very, very important. So what is the third one? Well, okay, so James actually have said, because of trust, right, your confidence increase to be accountable to every task assigned to us as VAs. Absolutely. I totally agree. Thank you, James. And Eleanor also said it's okay to make mistake, but what is important is what is our takeaway from it, and how to address it moving forward. Absolutely. It's all always about the future pace, right? What else, what can we do to fix this so that it doesn't happen again? And again, if you just started working with them for like the first week, first month, please be very understandable that they will make mistake. They will make mistake. They will make mistake, because they will make mistakes, because they don't know what they don't know. And sometimes whatever that you teach them might not what they actually understood, right? So, just, what did you call, I know in Chinese it's like, you compare your heart to heart, right? That, if you work on a new thing, would you make mistake? Yes. Well, then it's okay to let them make mistakes too. And then I think the number three, to build that relationship, right? Build the relationship, it's all about love. I think that, in my organization, a lot of time it's oozing with love. Even if I'm frustrated, there's still love in the air, right? It might be tough love sometimes, but it is love regardless. Am I right? I genuinely really, care about my virtual assistants. I really want them to build a better life together with me, right? So love is my key ingredient. In my six human needs, love and connection is huge, right? I am very big on serving people. So love is one of the number one key. So it's not that whenever we come into work and immediately we talk about work all the time. And I know that's a lot of time, clients, entrepreneurs, they get into it is every day they got on the call and they say, okay, what do we do today? Did you get the 5 tasks done? Okay, you done? Okay, great. Okay, these are the next 5 tasks that you need to do. All right, great. All right, bye. I'm gonna talk to you later. Right? Do I do that sometimes? Yes, of course. Because I'm busy sometimes. But I always make sure that I have time to talk to them about, hey, do you have any wins? How's the family? Right? How's the husband? Right? How's the kids? Right? What did you do on Thanksgiving? Sometimes we throw out bonuses on Halloween, right? To make it fun, so that it's not just work all the time. I do believe that the number one reason why VA quit on you, right, or any assistant quit on you, is because you talk all about business. My relationship with you is strictly just a boss and worker relationship and nothing else. And then at the end, you're like, man, why are they not going above and beyond? There's nothing else to talk about. I'm just here to make some money from you, and we don't have a personal relationship. So why do I need to, go above and beyond with you? There's no reason for that. Am I right, Jonaline? Do you have any, I know, before me, you work with another client, and then before that, you work with, obviously work with the corporate. Is there a huge distinction, working with me and working with other people?
I guess, boss, there is a lot of distinctions between working with you and on the corporate world. Well, I love, as a virtual assistant with my first client, Dr. Manisha, and then with you, um, I really love that it's really not about just work. Um, you and Dr. Manisha have the same aspect on you would always ask us about our day, how are we, how our family going, and that we I would really know if you are interested in my life. I would really know that you're just not asking it just to have a conversation, but I know that you are really asking about my day, about any update on my life because you wanted to know more about me. So that's what I love. In the corporate world, yeah, it's only pure work. That is why most conflicts exist almost every day if tasks are not done, because that's just what you do. You earn money from working there, you go home very tired, and then you still have a lot of tasks to do in the morning. You are not looking forward with the relationship or the environment at all because it's purely work. You're just there earning. So I think that is also the reason why I did not love the corporate world. So when I found out the virtual assistant, especially your community, that's where I fell in love. When I entered your community, there's a lot of encouragement. And boss, I would really say this about you. I know that you are working with love because um I was amazed that you know the virtual assistant even though they are new. I think um there are several times that there are new virtual assistant and you already know who's their clients, what's their personality, what's your turn is all just like that was. And you when you see them on the training, you immediately tell them something that you remember about them or you know about them. So I really know that you're not just working to hire them for their client. I know that you are hiring them because you love them, you see potential in them, and that you are really interested in knowing them. So I know that this Phyllis Community Super VA coaching program is not just built to help clients, but this is also built with love because you love what you do.
Yes, yes. Thank you for the observation. Yes, and just like what she said, I really have a heart for Filipinos, because growing up, I was taken care by a by actually several Filipino moms, and I see a lot of them that just because of ends meet, right? Because of money, so, they have to leave their children when they're very young, right? To come to a country that nobody know and work there, and a lot of time they just immediately work at a stranger's home and stay there for 24/7, no phones, no nothing. Even if they get into danger, you know there's nobody that they can talk about. And I was just like, wow, this courage is just so impressive, like what you can do for your children, because of money. I was like, wow, I would never be able to do that. I couldn't even leave my kids for more than, like, I think right now we're at like 7 or 9 days, and then I was like, man, I need to go home, right? And some of those Filipino moms, they don't see that children for like 2 years, especially when I was growing up. There's no Facebook, there's no Messenger. If they can call home, that is considered lucky already. So I think that is like a built-in passion for me, because shoot, this growing up, I wasn't with my mom or my dad. So I can feel how lonely it is, growing up without your own mother and father. That's why my passion here is really to help Filipino, to hire virtual assistant. And in the near future, we might be going out to other countries. But this moment is obviously the Filipino, because they obviously impact me a lot. And then obviously on top of that, when I am in this, when I work with Filipino virtual assistant, in my own organization for the past 10 years, I just see the loyalty. People will just keep doing the thing, right? I know that you guys have not seen Mary for a while, and I just want to give you guys this announcement. You will not be seeing Mary for anymore, I think, unless she decided to come back, because she is introvert and she's not comfortable, going live. That just give her a lot of stress. So she most likely is not going to go online, if unless there's like a special occasion. But at the same time, I didn't know this about her, and I wanted to give her the prop, because even if she doesn't really like it, and if she knows that I really need it, she will still do it, even if she doesn't enjoy it, or even if she is in a suffering state. And a lot of time, because of that, the company grow, because I know I can count on her, whether she is going to enjoy that or not. And right now, obviously, I'm going to honor her request, because the company is getting to a certain level that we have journaling here, right? We have some talent managers here, so that if she doesn't really want to go on live with us, you know we still have other people. And she will just we'll just honor her that she's going to start working on the back end support to make sure that the operation is running very well, right? And I think that is one of the key ingredient on building the relationship. You need to know who is your assistant, who are your team members, right? What do they really like, what do they not like? I have stressed this quite a few times. If you have not heard that, let me tell you it one more time, right? You really, when you're hiring people, you really need to look into their personal profile type. You really need to know who they are. Do they like going YouTube live? Do they like to talk on the phone? Are they an extrovert? Are they an introvert? Do they love challenges? Do they just like to do the same thing over and over again? Do they like to write? Do they not like to write? Right? Do they like math? Do they not like math? Right? You really want to get to know them a lot in depth before you really assign it, because sometimes, in order for you to build that relationship, right, it really also depends on the task that you give it to them. Because if somebody does not really like to create, right, do not like graphics at all, and you tell them, hey, every day I want you to do graphic, or as a matter of fact, like, like Mary really do not really like to communicate with people as much. She is an accountant. I hire her as an accountant, so she like to work on numbers. She like to work with, accounting, right? She not don't necessarily like to talk. However, we built that relationship so strong to a point where she was doing interviews for me every single day, right? She was handling clients every single day because she know that at that moment that is what we needed, right? So she just went above and beyond for us. But then, does it last? Again, based on my theory, it's proven again, it doesn't last, because, to a point where, she just wasn't, too happy, not because of me, not because of the job, but it's because of the task that she is currently doing, and the task is the task that she does not like to do, and thus, it ultimately hurt our relationship, and her relationship with the company, because she's exhausted. She doesn't really like what she does every single day, because again, going back to it, she's an accountant. She like numbers. She like to dissect the bills, right? And she's very good at that, right? So again, you need to really know, like, okay, besides building a relationship, when you're hiring them, what is your expectation? And again, all the virtual assistant out here, be honest. Okay, and the number one rule is be honest. Hey boss, I think I can do this for a couple weeks for you, right? Because I know you really need to get it done. Or, hey boss, I really am not good at this. Or, boss, I'm not interested in doing this. Or, boss, I love doing this, please give more to me on this, and then hire somebody else to do something else. But again, you need to be honest with it, because if not, your boss doesn't know. Your boss doesn't know, so how would they switch you to something else if they don't know? Right? Like Mary, Mary always is very bubbly. Mary smile all the time. I actually did not know that Mary does not like what she does. Even though I know she doesn't really like to talk to people, but she's doing such an amazing job. Everybody loves her. Every time we have a graduation speech, everybody talk about Mary, right? But then none of us know that actually Mary does not really like to do interviews at that moment, right? Or customer service, until we really talk to her, like a few months into it, and again, that is something that's very important to know. Sometimes not about the relationship. Sometimes it's, do you put your VA or assistant in the right place so that they do what they really enjoy doing, right? So right now, since we're live, so let's ask Jonaline. Jonaline, do you really like what you do? Are we posting you at the right place?
Oh yes, boss. I love what I do. Even though it's new to me. I answering emails, because I've been answering emails in my past client before, but that's because of the it's mostly on medical side. So it's just templates, and you really don't have to quite communicate with them a lot. It's just one email, and then you're done with the onboarding. With you, boss, it's different, but I love it. I love learning your language on how to communicate with the client. Um, I'm also the type of person, boss. If you're giving me new task, I don't really say no. I really, not that I love challenges, but I don't say no because I want to learn about it. I want to learn a new skill, and I definitely want a new skill to be added on my on myself. So when you put me as a personal assistant, especially on your email and calendar, um I did not enjoy it at first, boss, because to be honest, I was really I was still learning about it. But over time, especially now that I've been almost 2 months with you, I kind of enjoying it. So I love answering your emails. I love answering it as well, boss, because I'm knowing the clients that we are putting into our community. That way, I get a first hand of what they want, what what I know about them. So I enjoy it, boss. I also enjoy this one, boss. I enjoy talking. So that's why I love hosting the graduation or the training. So you're good with me, boss. The things you are putting me right now, I'm blooming where you are planting me. So I'm good with it, boss.
Oh, look at that. I love it. I love it. And can you see she obviously have that glow, right? Like she's like, oh, no, now I really enjoying it because even though, the crazy part is she is also a minor in accounting, right?
It's my major, boss. I graduated as accountancy.
But she's a talkative accountant, okay? Usually you don't find a lot of accountant who likes to talk, but she's the special one. So again, can we find a special one? Sometime, okay? Not all the time. So don't put don't always put your hope too high up. But once in a while, we will be able to find, talkative accountant. So who is very accurate, but at the same time, love to communicate at the same time. Right, Janeline?
Yes, boss.
I love it. I love it. So, so again, we already talked about maybe like the main three structure, right? Number one, right, is what is that again?
Set expectations.
Yep, to set the expectation, right? Like I told you, she's really good at this, right? Set the expectation. What is number two? Maybe you should do the recap.
It's three, boss. Number one is set expectation. Number two is stress. And definitely number three is love.
Beautiful, love. Beautiful. The three. So then the fourth one, obviously, is to make sure that the VA, is doing what they really enjoy and what is their strength. Make sure that your VA is staying on their strength zone. And again, when you're hiring virtual assistant, this is what I always tell people, right? Because of the currency, the exchange rate, right? And how the difference between the countries, you really can get an amazing virtual assistant, on the fraction of a cost compared to the people in United States because the living expenses here is obviously a lot higher, right? So sometimes you can just hire two people. You don't have to force yourself to just hire one and that one person have to do everything because sometimes we just put that mindset in ourselves. Oh man, I need to hire one person that can do everything because in your mind, right, that person, if you need to hire that person in United States, it's about $40, right? Because they can do accounting, they can do talking, they can be a personal assistant, they can be the runner, whatever that you need to do. But hey, if you're hiring a virtual assistant, on average they are about $5 an hour, then technically you can hire eight of them, right? So now you can have eight different personality to do this one task, right? Even if it's in the low level, let's say it's $20 an hour, that means that you can hire four people, right? You can hire four people that have different personality and again, and also can be a backup, right? So it could be, like let's say right now I have John Aline, right? Accuracy, right? And talkative, right? So technically I'm supposed to hire two people, but right now I'm hiring one for both, which is great, right? And then you can actually hire the backup, right? The backup accuracy and backup, communication, right? So now you can have four people. So then if let's say John Lennon is sick today, right? The other person can obviously pick it back up. So then it will be so much easier, for you to delegate. And again, they're gonna do such an amazing job for you instead of, oh man, I'm doing this again. My boss is forcing me to do something like this. So again, hiring virtual assistant give you a lot of freedom, give you a lot of selection. So now you don't have to really force them to do what you don't like them to do because you cannot afford to hire another person, right? And I believe Mary Grace, say I have one task that I do not like to do because I'm not confident enough to do it, but I am taking it actually as a challenge for me to go outside of my comfort zone, develop my confidence through that task. I love that, Mary Grace. I think that is great. Just kind of like what John Aline said. One thing that I wanted to point out, the distinction with the Filipino virtual assistant is they are highly educated. Most of them are, college graduates. So sometimes, even though, there might be tasks that they don't know how to do it, they're very flexible and they're very willing to learn. So it's okay for you to, so that's why we always talk about this. I always make sure that I hire the right person with the right characteristic. And then I teach them what I need them to learn. A lot of time, most business owners, clients, what they do is they do it backward. They make sure that they got the tools and skill set, and then they look into the characteristic. And I just want to tell you a secret that is not so secrets, is everything that they need to learn right now is on YouTube, or you can buy a course, you can do something about it. So you technically do not really need them to learn those softwares. Sometimes clients like, I need them to have that software, then we're going to see who they are. But I was like, hey, if they're really good, hire them first. maybe just spend, $100 for them to go learn the software, or ask them to learn the software before they start. So in that way, now you have happy of both worlds. You have the amazing characteristic, and they know how to use the software. Because the truth too is, once in a while, you're like, oh man, I really need them to learn how to do this software. But the truth is, the software is so dynamic. They have a lot of changes. Every company use software very differently, even though it's the exact same software, right? Again, I'm a nerd, that's what I know, right? So even if they say, man, I know how, like some of the virtual assistant, I have real estate, experience background, and then the clients hire them, right? But then what background is it? Commercial? Is it residential? Is it property management? Right? I mean, they're all very different. And then even if it's property management, are you using AppFolio? Are you using, other apps? Right? They're all dissecting into it. It's very different. And I think Jonathan is a great example, right? Monique is a great example. Mary is a great example. A lot of the app that we use today, we have never used them when we first hired them, and they just learn it. They just figure it out and they learn it, and the rest is history, right? So and why would they go above and beyond and learn all that? Because I have built the relationship. I have built that relationship because they know that they can trust me, even if they screwed it up when they're using the new software, right? They know that I love them, not just because they are my worker, but I genuinely really enjoy them because they are my family, and I want to treat them like a family. And ultimately, my ultimate goal is to meet with them face to face, even though they are virtual assistants, so that we can have fun together. So right now, we are constructing a company bonus, right? So whenever the company is hitting a goal, then the whole company is getting that bonus. And eventually, in my organization, we also have like inner circles, right? So people who are irreplaceable, and who people who are replaceable. And then the people that who are irreplaceable, my goal obviously after COVID, right? COVID have shifted quite a bit of stuff, right? After COVID, we are going to go meet with all these people, right? And hang out and really build this genuine relationship like sisters, right? So now we can go hang out, go have fun together, get to know your family, and have all these fun stuff, because that is what I really enjoy and what I like overall. Because I'm not really enjoying this because this is a business. I'm really enjoying it is because what the business can bring for me, which is the people, the relationship, obviously the money, right? So that we can do all the fun stuff that we want to do. Like I wanted to host a Tony Robbins virtual event for all my virtual assistants, right? They can fly all, everybody can fly into a hotel or a facility. So in the way we can actually help them, have a lot of breakthroughs, live a better life so they can have a better relationship at home, right? Better relationship with their children, and be happy, because ultimately a lot of us are living in a default mode, default zone, whereby, we just constantly looking in what we are not enough on instead of what we are enough of, right? So last but not least, just like what I just spoke about, how to build that relationship is, make sure that they felt like they are enough. Make sure that they feel like they're enough, they're loved, they are being appreciated every single day. Whenever, obviously, whenever they're obviously contributing to your company, am I right? Obviously, I'm not asking you to be a hypocrite, but the key is, you should really let them know how appreciative you are, because without them, you won't be able to clone yourself. Without them, like right now, I won't be able to be at the hotel, right? Celebrating my son's birthday, because there's a lot of things that I need to do myself, right? Janelle is answering all my emails. At least I don't have to answer those emails. She's following up with all these things that I need to follow up on. She can do all that, right? Monique, she's helping me with, the trainings for all the VAs at this moment, right? Through my videos, right? And she's making sure that she's answering all the, all the VAs questions, right? And lead by example, right? So that way I don't have to do it all the time, so that I can focus on studying more and doing more to guide the company to the, to another direction. So again, you want to make sure that they feel enough, because when they feel enough, they're ready to explore, because they're like, man, Phyllis know that I can do this, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna prove to her that I can do it, and then in return, I'm gonna, show her that I love her too, and then this love relationship would just go on, right? I love you, you love me, I love you, you love me. Then we are a happy family, right? So again, it's a very simple business, and I hope that it is very fruitful for you for this episode on how to build the relationship with your virtual assistants. Jonathan, anything else you wanted to add into this call?
No, boss, I agree with you. Definitely virtual assistants would love to be appreciated. With you, boss, I always get a great job. You're doing great. You're good. So That's why I love doing new things with you, because I know that if I fail, you got my back, and that if I do good with the new task, you're saying, "Oh, good job." So, yes, boss, I agree with you.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, everyone, it is Friday, so I don't want to hold you for too long, right? And I wanted to, thank Romel, right? He is in the background, even though he looked really cute today, but he doesn't want to show, show himself at this moment. However, all these graphic, all these videos, all this popping in and out, it's all done by him. And again, Romel, we really appreciate all your help because you make it look so awesome so that we can focus on talking and not pressing a bunch of buttons, right? So anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing, outstanding weekend. Because the one thing, you can always make your money back, okay? But the one thing that you can never do is get your time back. So time is the most precious thing that you cannot exchange with anyone. That's why I love virtual assistant, because even though I cannot steal some of the time back, but at least I can duplicate myself so that they can do more things for me without me spending my time into it. Alrighty. All right. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know. Type it down below so that we can answer for you. On the next call. Other than that, have a great, great, great day. And I want to inspire you with one thing. Make sure that you lead with your heart, because with love, everything can be solved. All right. Mwah! Talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I want to share with you that I really think Phyllis's service is really going to help you. Hi everybody, this is Olivia Gong. I am the founder of OLIT Coaching. Also would like to share with you my experience working with Phyllis and her team. It has been amazing. It started a few months back. It helped me hire this marketing person. Her name is Kate. Kate has been really amazing. Kate has been very creative, very responsive. I want to share with you that I really think Phyllis's service is really going to help you. Anything that you want to leverage out, let somebody else take the time assuming task away from you, so you can focus on your core mission, whatever that's irreplaceable. Focus on that. It's so worth it. That is what the most value there is. And also I want to share with you that they have amazing training session. I really believe that Phyllis is really undercharging right now for the amazing services that they're providing. I have been having daily calls with Kate to talk about what was talked about during the training. And I also watched some training recordings that they did, and they were really amazing. I sincerely believe just for the training itself, it's already worth the whole package. Not mentioning that they're gonna help you hire a VA that is gonna be amazing. I believe if you choose to hire a VA, that's gonna transform your business and transform your life. You're gonna love it. Thank you so much.
Hey, let me tell you a story about this rock star I know. Her name is Phyllis Song, which is a great name for a rock star, don't you think? She has helped me tremendously in the last few months handling getting virtual assistants. Now, you can say, well, I can get a virtual assistant. That's a piece of cake. It's not a piece of cake, number one. And number two, Phyllis does something and her team does something that's totally different than everybody else. They're accountable for the virtual assistant. They train the virtual assistant. And more importantly, they train you. And I've got teams in different countries and different states. And it has been amazing that somebody's helping me hire more people for virtual assistants and then understand what type of person they need, what kind of training they need. I'll give you an example. We use Ring Central for one of our companies and phone systems. Phyllis immediately says, oh, we have a training on that. We'll take care of it. And immediately gets the virtual assistant to learn Ring Central through their training. That is a tip of the iceberg. Do yourself a favor. Go and talk to Phyllis, talk to her team, and start working with them to get your virtual assistants. And then just to make it more impressive, instead of charging you $15 an hour and paying half of that to the virtual assistant and keeping the spread, they train you and you pay your virtual assistant their salary. It is a gift. Phyllis Song and her team They're all just a bunch of rock stars, and they're a gift. And if you're not using them, don't say I didn't warn you. Thank you very much, Phyllis, for everything. Good luck, everybody else.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Zachariah here, best-selling author and managing partner at thebookpatch.com, where we've helped authors self-publish over 60,000 books. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Phyllis and the VA program she offers. We were hesitant going into it. You know, we've heard about VAs, we've heard what you can do with VAs, but we're always unsure of the kind of quality that we get once hiring, and then the ongoing training that we would need to provide. You know, sometimes English is a barrier, just from what I've seen just in customer service day to day, but we really needed customer service help. So we trusted Phyllis and what she did and what her program, and I gotta say, she absolutely over-delivered. We have 2 absolute rock stars on our team now, and we're only gonna keep growing and growing the number of employees we hire with Phyllis because of the solid program that she provides for training and support throughout the hiring process. If you ever had any doubts about hiring, VAs from the Philippines, Phyllis's program can absolutely put your mind to rest. Just for example, we've almost doubled in profits just from integrating a super rock solid customer support team, and that's all thanks to Phyllis and Phyllis's program. So if you want to check us out, you can check us out at thebookpatch.com. You can also reach me, Z is for Zachariah, almost anywhere, Instagram and Facebook. So just want to say thank you so much, Phyllis. You've changed our business and changed our world. Super appreciate you and your program and everything that you do. I love you. You're amazing. You guys use Phyllis for all your hiring needs. I can't say enough good things about our program. Have a good day.